What's up guys, my name is Number here for Troubleshoots, and today I've got a really interesting video for you. In this video I'll be showing you how to download and install Daniel2 for Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, or even Adobe Media Encoder. So what exactly is Daniel2? Well, if you found this video, you're probably searching for it and you know exactly what it is already. However, if you don't, you'll probably find it somewhere along when you're looking for a GPU renderer, or at least something that renders out videos a lot faster from within Premiere Pro. I'll also have a video coming up with speed differences using Premiere Pro, vocoder, which is the other one that I'll be doing sometime in the future, and Daniel2. So Daniel2 comes with a H.264, HEVC, and Daniel2 quote-unquote renderer. That last one falls into a .mxf container, and I think it's something similar to QuickTime, big file sizes, but super high performance. On their website, they advertise even 8K, 16K, plus HFR, HDR, alpha channel, etc., without QuickTime and much smaller files. And let me tell you that while you edit using the Daniel2 codec, even though the videos are a lot bigger, it is a hell of a lot faster to go through, skip around, and edit. So how exactly do you go around getting this installed? Well, it's actually pretty simple, but it's a little bit confusing based off of their website. Of course, once you hit free download, it doesn't take you to a download page. It actually gets a little bit more confusing from here. Here you have the Synergy Player downloader, which is in fact not what we want. We want to scroll down and we want to download the Adobe plugin for Windows or the Adobe plugin for Mac. So let's go ahead and hit the download for Windows button, and you'll be taken to this page over here. Now, unfortunately, Synergy is a rather big company that's worked with massive companies, such as these names over here, Fox, CNN, etc. They're actually super big, and some of these products are super expensive to match. So how exactly do you go about downloading it from this page? Well, simply you need to just put in your legitimate information. First name, last name, email address, which is where they'll send you a download link, company, NA if you don't have any, or freelance if you work by yourself, etc., and your phone number. Reason for download, I just went just curious, or try before buy. In fact, this software is completely free. I think it mentioned something about a 30-day trial in the license manager that you get, but for me it's lasted way longer than that, and I wasn't ready to start using it in my workflow just in case I have to pay for it, and it seems like it's completely free on second look. So let's go ahead and fill in this information over here. Once you've filled in your information and hit submit, you'll receive an email that looks something like this with your license key nice and visible over here. You'll need this for later. Even though it's free, you still do need a license key, and it'll be linked to your email just for probably their bookkeeping purposes. However, you might not see a download link on this page, and it's going to be a bit difficult to find, but up here where it says you can download the installation zip for the next 7 days using this link, if you have not done so already, you'll need to go ahead and click link, that bit of text up there. Once you've done that, you'll start the download, which will be around 60 megabytes. I'm going to click on it to open it automatically once it finishes downloading. Then you'll see something like this inside of the zip. All we need to do is simply run it. There's no need to extract it first. We'll hit run, and then you'll see a page that doesn't look like this unless you already have it installed. You'll see an install button. It'll take you through their license agreement, etc., and you'll be able to tick through things and just hit complete. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you that now. There we go. I'm on a virtual machine now. I'm going to go ahead and run the installer, and you'll see something similar to this. I'll go accept, next, and you'll get to choose to install both of these. Make sure you have install selected and not skip. You'll need both of these. Hit next, next again, and we'll wait for the installation to complete. We'll hit close, and you'll see two new icons on your desktop, the Synergy License Manager and the Codec pack. Opening up the Codec pack, it gives you information where you can toggle GPU acceleration and asynchronous import and concurrent decoders, except these are blanked out for me. I would assume that if you have the correct graphics card or CPU combination, those will become unblank and you can actually use them. But for now, you can just change GPU acceleration, which I recommend you leave on. Next up, we'll be running the Synergy License Manager. We'll go Add License, and inside of here, you'll enter the serial key that you got sent to your email. Once you've done that, you should be able to use Synergy inside of Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, as well as Media Encoder. So let's go ahead and open up Premiere and see exactly what it's done. Upon opening Premiere Pro, you won't notice anything immediately different, But if we make a project and add some sort of video to it, I'll go ahead and add this little footage of us playing a Counter-Strike. You'll see absolutely nothing different. I'm just going to wait for this to finish importing. And then I'm going to click on the timeline to make sure I'm in the right window and hit Ctrl-M to export. Once you see the export window, it'll look something similar to this. All you need to do is under Format, click the drop down, and you'll see Synergy Daniel2, Synergy H.264, as well as Synergy HEVC. So as far as I know, YouTube only supports H.264, and just because this is Synergy H.264, it is the normal H.264 standard. So if you render out a video using this, it'll work just fine in anything that can play H.264. The same is true for HEVC. However, Daniel2 is their own specific codec that renders into a .mxf container. This is what you'll be using if you want to render out things for proxies or just for really fast video editing inside of Premiere Pro and timeline performance. But I'll get to that in another video, and if I do, I'll link that down below, as well as any of the other videos that I mentioned I might be doing. That'll all be linked down below. But what we'll be doing is using H.264 because we'll be uploading to YouTube. Of course, you'll be changing the width and height, so I'll make it 2560 by 1440 for 2K. Of course, you'd use 1920 by 1080 for 1080p. And the rest of these options, I'd sort of leave at where they are, except for the bitrate, which I'd set to around 100 for 2K. Of course, you can set this to whatever you'd be using for your current setup, and I might go through some better settings for this at some time during the future, but I haven't had the chance to use this a hell of a lot, so I don't know the best settings for the best resolutions just yet, but you should be able to get on your feet relatively quickly if you go ahead and render a couple of, say, 30-second videos with different setting combinations. You'll learn very quickly what you need to do. And then if I just hit export, you'll see that it'll actually finish quite quickly. I'm rendering about 30 seconds of 2K footage, and it says it's only going to take about 15 seconds, and this may actually be even shorter. I'll probably have a timer on screen. And done. Opening up where it's saved to, you can see the file here, 300 megabytes, and opening it up, it works just as normal. There's not really a huge quality difference between different renderers, but for me it's usually speed and file size if you've got things set up properly. Of course, there will be a quality difference if you're going for a more compressed file size, or you don't exactly know what each setting does. Anyways, that's how to install the Daniel2 codec for Premiere Pro for H.264 HEVC, as well as their proprietary Daniel2 codec. It's super useful and actually a hell of a lot faster than most other renderers, but if you're interested more in the different renderers or GPU renderers, then I highly recommend you check the links down in the description below for other videos that I'll be doing on that at some time during the future. Thank you all for watching. My name is Technobo here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.